Submit spirit to form matter. Our celestial humanity arrives, awake in a dream, an inception of our reality. So we live, we love, and then there is music. So we dance, we sing, we praise, we reflect. In the infinite in between, the now that was, faces dance in our dreams. Some familiar, some
a single vision radio.
Cosmic composition. In the irrelevance of this time, we realize the passion of the random action, learning the lesson that the brotherhood of man is far more important than the ego of any individual. Imagination becomes the sound of thought, traveling at the speed of art. So we paint on the canvas of our ephemeral encounters, a masterpiece of memory that lives in the eternity of a child.
Good evening once again. Continuing with the theme and title, Planet Earth, What I've Learned So Far, 55 Years in the Mind of a Young Black Man. Just a little recap. The first session was early childhood years, early childhood development, the crawl before you walk, the hedge of protection, the teach and train. Now I'm gonna go into that dealt with teaching the basics of life and protecting how I was protected from age 1 through 13 with a lot of stuff happened in my childhood that I wasn't protected from, but based off of the values my parents instilled in me, I relied on those to recover. And the recovery was good for quite a few years until, of course, it came back to haunt me, childhood years. But, nothing you could do about that. That's the past. But what I'm going to do is go into that aspect right now. Health, hormones, and hemispheres. Love, learning, and lust. Hormones and hemispheres. When a child is, that's why I say, you keep that hedge of protection. All these hormones and body changes and stuff are going on at a young age. Young boys getting aroused, young girls getting aroused or whatever. They don't know what's going on. Young women getting their cycle, all this stuff, that becoming knowledgeable with what it means to be a human being and their reproductive systems and their minds, their brains, their hearts. All this stuff you have to teach them how to learn how to protect themselves. And right brain, left brain, you got to teach them balance. Teach them about reasoning and logic as well as managing emotions. Don't teach them one way or the other. Teach the boys one way and then teach the girls another way. Teach them both the same thing on how to logic and reason and to manage emotions so they can be masters of their own destiny, because they're going to need it when they get out here in this world. The world it might be just as crazy as when I came up, or even crazier, or my parents might have think it's crazier, but each generation has an issue with the one before it. So that's a given. That's always going to happen. But if you analyze it, not too much change as far as the structure of what happens. It's always something wild and crazy that each generation does that the generation before it doesn't approve of, or the generation, hormones and hemispheres. With the hormones jumping and going on like you need to learn how to balance your energy. Teach them about chakras. Teach them about energy centers. Teach them about eating a healthy diet to maintain balance, so that you don't have these hormones jumping and raging like crazy and get you in a lot of trouble at a young age. Also, you don't want them experiment out here with all these drugs and substances and stuff, because that can lead to a lot of health problems. It can lead to mental illness. And mental illness, I want to touch on that a little bit. Mental illness is just like any other illness. The only thing is people treat it different than stigma, because they think, oh, she got mental, he crazy, she crazy. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. That's not how it works. Mental illness deals with an imbalance, whether it's chemical or emotional or psychological or psychic or spiritual. It's an imbalance. And basically the imbalance is something, once they get to a point of imbalance and to a point where it becomes physical, that means you got to do surgery and go into the spiritual aspect to find out how to bring that person into balance, back into balance spiritually. Whatever your spiritual practice is, or teach them to find the spiritual practice that works for them to bring them balance. But the key word is balance here. When you learn how to find balance, you always know both sides of the coin, where you can go. We all sin, we all do good, we all do bad, we all do good and evil. We all know that. And God didn't want us to eat from that tree, because He knew once we knew that, we would have power to a degree to wreak havoc on the planet. And we've shown that we can do that, bombing, killing each other, shooting each other in the hood, all that stuff, and rape, murder, incest, all this stuff that we do, as humans, and have done as humans. That's why you gotta learn how to control hormones and your learning and your lust. All the religious practices at some point or other teaches on how to maintain and control all these aspects of your life. You should teach your children all this stuff. And what I learned, I came up in a Christian home. A lot of stuff that I was taught kind of got me curious, or switched me. I switched up on a lot of things, because I wanted to get around something that I wasn't supposed to do. And so that led to me a lot of problems later on in life. But I got it pretty much straightened out as far as I'm surviving. I'm living my life, and I haven't been to prison, and I still have my freedom, and I haven't done anything to anybody that takes away my freedom. Creativity is something to be nurtured at a child at a young age, because they're going to need that when you're dealing with mental health. They're going to need some type of creativity, whether it's music, art, poetry, dance, sports, something. It still is some kind of extracurricular or recreational activity, so that I'm biased to music, art, and poetry, because that's been my salvation over the last few years as an adult, because it gives me an outlet to express myself, give praise to the Creator, express myself to humans, and vibe with the universe. And your lust, you gotta learn how to control your lust. Your lust is what you can't let rule you, because your lust can get you in a lot of trouble. You know, whether it's lust for the opposite sex or same sex or whatever the problem is. You know, money, food, power structures and struggles, stuff like that. Whatever, you know, learn balance and learn about the ego and how to not feed the ego and not starve the ego, but live a healthy, balanced life with your ego. You can do, there's many studies on the ego and learning what that is. You can research that. Love. I break down love as lifetimes of valuable experiences. And each lifetime, whichever one you're in now, and I would say those are 20-year periods or even thousands of years periods. 20-year periods are easy to deal with. Each lifetime, whether you were in a relationship with another or not, as you just growing up or whatever, every 20 years you should have learned something new and about yourself, others, in the world. And you should practically apply that knowledge to make you a better person. Each year you should learn something new. In each 20 years you should have a life shift or a change or move in another direction or in the same direction on the higher level. And so that's what love does. Love is lifetimes of valuable experiences, and time is temporary, intimate moments of everything. You know, you have all the time in the world for you, but it's not that long for you, depending on how you live it. If you live your life a good life, you live your life in a righteous manner, you can live long, or you might be taken quick away. It's all up to the Creator. But the best thing is to give praise and thanks no matter what level you're on. Always have an attitude of gratitude, and you always be in the right altitude. One thing about it, you don't need riches to enjoy life. You don't need to chase after the Joneses, try to keep up with the Joneses to enjoy life. Peace of mind is what makes you happy. You have to do what makes you happy in a balanced manner, as long as you're not infringing on the integrity of any other sentient being. Whatever makes you happy, do you. Do you and make you happy. And always use logic and reason and control your emotions. Because if you don't control your emotions, or if you don't control yourself, you'll find out that somebody else always will. Whether it be the system, a partner, or parents, or siblings, job, jail, courts. Somebody always gonna be in your life, running your stuff, if you don't control it yourself. So that's where balance comes in. You gotta learn how to learn balance, learn how to control your emotions, know how to logic and reason everything out. Use logic and reason everything out. If you think about doing something, think about the end at the beginning. What's the end result? What goal are you trying to accomplish? If you want to conquest something, males, we look at a woman, I want to get her. What is, you just trying to get in her pants, and you actually trying to build something, And so think about the end at the beginning. If I do this, where will the end be up? Where will it end up? And if you have thought it all the way through and you see a negative ending and you still want to pursue that, that's shame on you. But if you see the negative ending and you want to change and do something different, that would be better. Whatever you do, keep it balanced. Keep it balanced. We all have vices and stuff that we do, what have you, whether it be food or substances or activities or habits, whatever. We all got those. So you never let them control you. You always be in control of them. You know, whatever your vices or weaknesses are, whatever, you always control them. And when it comes to learning, there's all types of schools of thought. If you seek higher learning, you're going beyond what's normally taught. You have to get into the extraordinary to get into higher learning. When you start learning about things that are of the occult or hidden things. Occult don't necessarily, you say occult, people think witchcraft and voodoo and all that stuff. A lot of that stuff, you still need to learn it so that you can know how to defend yourself again based on what structure you're coming from. You need to learn about everything about God's creation. You can live by faith and not by sight. And you can live by show and prove. Everything got to be right and exact and real and tangible. It depends on what your indoctrination is. But the key word here is balance. Balance is the key to everything you do. Right brain, left brain, hormones and hemispheres, love and lust. You have to learn balance in order to live in this world. If you don't have balance, something's